Welcome, and thank you for joining us as we explore peppermint essential oils.
Well, welcome. Today our first oil we're going to start with is this one, peppermint. And if you were in the room, you would be able to distinguish the smell because the mint is so strong. But we pulled this out of the garden, and most people are familiar with peppermint tea. It helps with digestion, but there are so many other uses of peppermint. Antiseptic, anti-inflammatory. I even had to take little notes because there's so many things you can use. Antifungal, anti-infectious. It helps with decongestion. You notice if you're, feeling like a cold or whatever, peppermint is really good for that. So we're going to talk about. Now I've got Mason here with me because he's going to be my little helper. So. You can see how easy it is to function even with a little baby on the hip. Okay, Mason is settled and we're going to go ahead and get started. There are so many ways you can use essential oils, and it's very easy once you kind of get an idea of how they work. So you'll notice back here I have a pot of boiling water, and I'm going to show you first how to diffuse the oil into your air. It helps clear up the air, even tends to kill, some of these oils can kill bacteria, airborne bacteria. So what you do is boil your water. This is 2 cups. Put just a couple drops of your oil in your water. And there are 2 ways you can do this. As you see, there's still steam coming up. You can walk around your room and allow the steam to kind of disperse with the oil, or you can put it back on your stove at a simmer and just allow it to naturally kind of do its thing. Step out of the room, come back a few minutes later, and you'll notice a significant difference in the quality of air that you're inhaling. Now, if you're congested, what you can do is boil your water. I just started with 2 cups. Put, let's say, a drop of your oil in. Take a towel or sheet over your head, and you're going to make a tent. And you're simply going to inhale, and that helps clear the congestion, and exhale like so. I've done this even with our young baby when he had congestion. Rather than give him, some over-the-counter synthetic something, we did the essential oils, and it did help clear him up. I just simply held him, made sure he didn't grab at the bowl, and that was it. Just like so, holding the baby and inhaling it together, very safe. Okay, you can also add the essential oil to your bath or even a foot bath, just a few drops, and it does its thing there also. Now, we're going to talk about massage oil. And this one, because peppermint has anti-inflammatory properties, it's very good, like my husband has a sore lower back. What I use is jojoba oil. It's not real greasy texture. It's kind of like the texture of your natural skin oil. So you would use, this is about, I've already actually mixed massage oil for him here, but this is 1 ounce, and it's got the jojoba oil. It's better if you kind of put it in a bowl so your hands, after you're using it, isn't getting all greasy all over the outside of the bottle. But you're going to want to put your oil in a small, say, bowl, or you can use a bottle. This is a carrier oil. You can use olive oil, but it's really greasy. I don't recommend it. But once you've got your carrier oil, put a few drops of the essential oil in there. And you want to mix it up, get a little spoon and whatnot, and then just put it on your hands. Now, if you want to do a self-massage, put it on your hands, you rub it, put it down through your neck. Sometimes you might get a lot of tension up in your shoulders. Remember, it's going to help with the tightness, and then you can inhale it, and rub it kind of like a lotion almost. So that is using it as a massage oil. Then you can store it as desired if you want to put it in one of these little bottles. Also, I tend to like to recycle after sterilizing, say, from salsa jars and things like that. You can put it in one of those. I'll show you one of those. We've got a cabinet full of little jars that you can use for storage. Just make sure you sterilize it in boiling water. This is quite a big one, but just get creative and reuse, these rather than throw them away. Okay, next let me show you how to use it as a spritz. simply take water. Now remember, if you've watched the basic video, Introduction to Essential Oils, you'll notice these don't have an oily, greasy texture, so you can very easily mix it, dilute it with water. So what I'm doing is I'm making a spritz. Again, this is a 1 ounce bottle I have. And you see, I got a little excited. Put too much water, but anyway. Then you'll go ahead, where's my little dropper? Here we go. We're going to put a few drops of the oil, no more than I'd say 10 to start off. Some people are really sensitive, so it just kind of depends on your taste, but for this size, it's so potent, you don't need, I'd say, more than 10. Now here I have a little spritz top. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and spritz. You can spritz the air. Right before you go to bed, you can spritz your pillow. And then as you're sleeping, you can inhale the essential oil. You can even use it as a perfume. Now, I don't know how many of you would want to walk around with peppermint perfume, but as you get into essential oils, use the same concept. There's lavender and there's rose oils. Now, those are expensive, but there are quite a few different ones you can choose from. So this is our little spritz blend. So let's talk about personal care. This one here is our tooth powder, just baking soda and salt ground up. You can put it in a salt and pepper shaker if you'd like. And because the peppermint has antiseptic properties, you would just mix a few drops in. It'll absorb with the baking soda. Mix it up. Like I said, if you can put it in a salt and pepper shaker, put it on your toothbrush and brush your teeth. It can be used as a mouthwash, heavily diluted. I really don't recommend digesting these, because they can be toxic unless you're under the care of, say, a naturopathic doctor or some other form of alternative medicine. You're consulting professionally or you're really experienced. Don't ingest these, okay? But they can be used as mouthwash. Okay, let's talk about cleaning. One way you can use it, because it is antiseptic, sometimes I'll just put a few drops here in our garbage can before I put the bag in. Another way, if you watched our video on homemade laundry soap, you can add it to your laundry soap. Now this one I would do because, it's got the antifungal. This one's not, from what I've seen, it's not really antibacterial, but it is antiseptic, things that'll help, kill those germs. So I would just simply add it in with our laundry detergent, especially if I'm cleaning diapers, cloth diapers, not disposable. So you can use it with your laundry. If you're not using peppermint, you may want a floral scent like the popular lavender or some other. You can do the same thing. Also, if you make a homemade all-purpose cleaner, this is our vinegar mixed with water, half and half. You would add a few drops of your peppermint. I have a friend, she doesn't care for the smell of vinegar, so I was sharing with her, I use lavender, but I also sometimes will use mint as a spray all-purpose cleaner. And you can add some borax in there to really give it a good clean. There's so many ways you can use it. Something else, if you'll notice, I had a candle here. Now these are flammable, so what you can do is, as your wax has started to melt, simply blow out your candle. If it's unscented, this one my daughter Mariah made. I'm not sure if she made this one out of beeswax, but she did make this candle, and if you want to add some scent, once the flame is out, add a few drops there to your melted wax. And then carefully, remember I said it's flammable, so be very careful. You want to go ahead and light it again. And slowly, that'll diffuse, the scent will diffuse into the air. Also, rice heating pads. Remember, this is anti-inflammatory. This is a rice pad I purchased, but sometimes we'll make some. You could even put rice in an old stock. Add a few drops of your essential oil, heat it up in the microwave, and you can put it wherever you're sore. I've done this for Marlon, my husband, on his lower back, and he can notice a difference, like it was really soothing for his back. You can do so many things with oils the more you study it. This is just basically an introduction to probably about a dozen different ideas just to kind of get you inspired. So, thank you for joining us.
That concludes this demonstration. If you're interested in ordering a peppermint starter kit, please visit joyfuljunction.com and click on Shop. Au revoir.